Oh my god, Crash Bandicoot 4! So, today, Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time it was officially revealed. Even though I knew about it for a couple days now because it got leaked, but you know what? Didn't change anything. It still looks absolutely incredible. So, I'm going to be doing a very in-depth analysis on the two videos we have, the reveal trailer and the gameplay trailer. So, first of all, let's start with the reveal trailer. Right away, you see this really cool volcano with a skull on it, with all stuff swirling around, and then we go to what looks like a jungle-type area, which reminds me a lot of, as much as I don't like this game, it reminds me a lot of, like, the first beginning levels of Crash of the Titans, as, like, that kind of, like, jungle-y aesthetic that they had. So, only good, you know, not a garbage game. And it looks really cool. You can see, like, some of these, like, new enemy types. We see a good glimpse of them later on. And then we go to, like, a, almost like a post-apocalyptic, like, Mad Max type thing. With, like, some spinning wheels and stuff. And then we see, like, this big generator with a bunch of green goo in it, which I'm not sure what that is, but it's probably for some evil plan that Cortex has. And then we see a new enemy, who looks pretty cool. And then we see, like, this big, long hallway and a bunch of swinging obstacles and boxes and stuff. And then we see Cortex in a hologram. And then we see Cortex in full, and he looks really good. I like his design. It almost looks like a hybrid of his traditional design and his Titans design. So I really like this design a lot, which I'll get into that at the end of this video. And then he presses a button, and then we see the Crash just, like, flies through a whole bunch of stuff, and, like, there's a lot to unpack there. It's just a bunch of different areas in the game. What it looks like you see the jungle and, like, whatever, you see, like, an ice area. And then it's about time. And then we see Crash running in what looks to be Insanity Beach, or some variation of Insanity Beach. We get another shot, very small shot of it there as Crash is jumping. And then we get a jungle area where Crash is, like, riding on a vine, like Sonic Adventure 2 style, and, like, that's, like, awesome, and I really like that. And then we see the jet boat from Crash 2 is back, which is really cool, because I always loved that, so I'm really glad to see that again. And then here we go. Here's the real meat and potatoes here. It's about new powers. There's a bunch of new masks here that give Crash different abilities. Like, this guy can make Crash, like, change gravity, like Mario Galaxy or something, which I think is really cool. Then we have this one who can, this mask here who can slow down time, and you see the effects of that. Like, that's really cool. And then we get some new worlds. We have a small glimpse of, like, a futuristic city, kind of like the future levels in Crash 3, but way prettier. And then we have, like, an ancient Chinese kind of thing, where we see, like, a dragon flying by, who I hope is a boss. That's pretty cool. We see more of that. Then we see, like, this weird, like, underwater type thing, which looks pretty neat. And then we get the big T-Rex chase Crash. Okay, I want to talk about this real quick. When I first played Crash 3 as a kid, and there was a dinosaur level, I was all set for a T-Rex chase, but instead it was a Triceratops. Well, now I finally have that T-Rex chase, and it looks so awesome, and it's so cool, and then he falls into the lava at the end, like a la Bowser, Mario style. And then we see Cortex laughing, assuming from a cutscene, and then we get a little bit of Cortex gameplay, because Cortex is playable in this game. He looks very, very different from how he played in Twinsanity. He has almost like an air dash, and he can, like, make platforms, it seems, or, like, turn enemies into platforms or something like that. Like, I don't know, but, like, it's really interesting. I want to see more of that. And then we can see some Coco gameplay. And this reminds me a lot of the future levels. One thing I want to notice out over here on one of the buildings, it says CTR, which is a nice little Crash reference. There's another, like, one in the background that says Aku. Like, it's really cool. And I like this area a lot. It looks really pretty and, like, neon. And then we see Coco, like, hopping across the tops of cars. These levels look really neat. Like, this looks really cool. And I like that a lot. Then we see Engine. We get a shot of Engine, who looks really good. I like how Engine looks a lot in this game. And again, I'll get to that in a bit. But then we see Engine is controlling like a big like drummer robot, which looks to be a really cool boss battle, and I'm excited to fight that. That looks really cool. And then we have another rail grinding segment. And then this. Okay, Crash starts running on walls here, and that's like really cool. It reminds me of like Jedi Fallen Order, how you can run on the walls in that. And then we got like platforms that appear out of thin air, like platforms that like change when ice blows or something. Then you look that you can, and then it shows that you can like ride under the rail again, like kind of like Jedi Fallen Order, where you can like do that, and like it's, oh my gosh, it's so cool. And then you see this big, I don't even know what the hell this is, some like totem god creature, and that's another chase. God damn, that looks, oh, it looks so good. And then we get another shot of Cortex and Crash and Coco here. And a funny little thing about how like, oh, I thought you played it more than 3 times. Okay, so I'll go into this right now. Design-wise, I think this is the best Crash and the gang has ever looked. I think their designs are absolutely fantastic. I adore their designs. I think Crash looks amazing, Coco looks adorable, Cortex looks so good, Engine looks fantastic. I think this is the best art style the series has ever had. I really, really like it. So now, let's get into a little bit of gameplay here. So we see this icy kind of area. Reminds me a lot of some of the early ice levels in like the original Spyro, which makes sense because it is Toys for Bob who made Reignited Trilogy, so that makes a little bit of sense. And then we see Crash with his shivering animation from Crash 2. They brought that back. And then we get a little bit of gameplay here. And yeah, this is traditional Crash Bandicoot, you know? Classic Crash Bandicoot platforming. I'm annoyed at this guy for not breaking those boxes, but whatever. But now we see like there's like in-level cinematics. Like there's this like the ship blows up and everything, and then one thing about that ship blowing up is when it blows up above Crash's head, you see like a question mark and exclamation point. That's a neat little touch. I like that. Yeah, and then we get this mask, and well, it changes to Coco here, but then you get this mask, and then, well, yeah, okay, I want to talk about it. Changes to Coco, showing that it will be like the Insane Trilogy, where you can choose to play as Crash or Coco, depending on the level, on levels. And then we see the use of the time slowing mask here. And I want to point this out because like once you get through the segment, it just disappears. So I think it appears before a segment where you need it, and then once you're done with it, it disappears after that. That's what I think. And then we see the checkpoint crate, which actually has like little checkered insides, which I think is a neat little touch. And then we have, so switching back to Crash, we have another slowdown segment. I think these are really cool. I like the way that these new masks are going to be incorporated into level design. So they're not just like broken permanent power-ups, but they're like limited power-ups that you have in certain areas of levels. I think that's really cool. I like that a lot. We see a new enemy here who kind of like swings like a mace down at Crash. It's kind of hard to tell what he is, if he's just a guy with a beard or if he's like some sort of creature. I don't know for sure. It's hard to tell. But he might be a baboon. I don't know. But anyway, we see the slide in action there. And then we see you jump across some ice platforms, and then we see a death animation showing that Crash will have unique death animations again, which I didn't think there was any reason why he wouldn't, but you get the idea. And then we switch levels. We switch levels to this like indoor futuristic kind of thing. Kind of reminds me of some of the levels from Ratha Cortex, like some of the later like Cortex Vortex levels. And we see like a lot of gravity changing stuff. We see like the guys on the walls and shit. We see a bunch of some bouncing crates. And here we really get to see some of the gravity changing mechanics. And I think that this is going to be really cool. Like it may be a little tough to get used to at first, but I think this is going to be a really cool mechanic, and I dig this a lot. I think this is really neat. And then, okay, now we get to see a little bit more of the wall running in action, and that looks so clean, and looks like really, like, kind of simple, which I'm glad, because I didn't want the wall running to be, like, annoying to do, but it looks fairly easy. It just looks like you just run and jump, and that looks really cool. And we got some more gravity changing. And then we have that, I believe, that what it showed with Crash, that looks like the start of the level. That looks like the very beginning of the level to me. I could be wrong, but that looks like starting point. And then we see him pick up the gravity changing mask and everything, and get some crates. So it really seems that like 100% completion here is going to be a little bit more challenging, because you got multiple paths to take with these, the up and down. You got to like make sure to change gravity to get all the boxes. So that's going to be really cool. Completing this game looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. This level looks really cool. I love like the electrical like things on the ceiling and everything. It looks so nice. It looks so nice. And then we change to another level, which I'm not entirely sure of what this is. It looks like like I said before, like a futuristic, post-apocalyptic Mad Max type thing. And we see, you have the slide, you have like some flamethrowers and stuff, and little conveyor belts, and another death animation. And then this is interesting. Crash is like clinging onto a rope and can swing on it. That's neat. I like that. Yeah, and then this is all just like standard Crash Bandicoot platforming. Like this is Crash. You know, this looks like Crash to me. We have a little bit of Coco here. We had her trademark butt bounce from the Insane Trilogy. You know, this is Crash. It's Crash gameplay. This looks like Crash. It's great. I love it. I like the turning conveyor belts here, and I like the fire and the arrow showing you which way to go. That's really neat. That's a nice touch. We hear a little bit. Obviously, you can't hear it, but we hear a little bit of Engine's voice in this area, which shows like which is really cool. It's gonna have like in level voice clips in certain areas. I think that's pretty neat. And then we have a rail grinding segment where Crash can like swap up and down, and like this is pure Sonic Adventure right there. Like that gave me so many Sonic Adventure vibes when I saw the rail grinding segment. That looks really fun. And then we see this big enemy from the trailer kill Crash and give him like the angel appearance. And yeah, and that's it. I am so looking forward to this game. I think everything I've seen so far, you know, all like 5 minutes of it, is absolutely incredible. It looks absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait for October 2nd. I think this game really is going to live up to expectations and really be that original trilogy contender that people have wanted for so long. Because Ratha Cortex, let's be honest, it wasn't. It tried to be Crash 3 and failed. But this game is trying to do its own thing, and that's fantastic. I really like that, because that's the thing of the original trilogy. Each game did something new, you know? Like, the original game was very straightforward, and then Crash 2, you had a warp room and helping Cortex and everything, and a bunch of different areas with all sorts of different weird locations. And then they introduced, like the jet ski and stuff, and the rocket pack and stuff, and then Crash 3 amplified those gimmicks and added time travel and had a bunch of different things. And now here, it really seems like they're just taking it the next step. They're not just copy and pasting it like Ratha Cortex did. They're really taking that next step, which is something that I think the series needed. And I really, really like what I'm seeing so far. As I mentioned, I think the art style is the best Crash has ever looked, and I love it so goddamn much. So yeah, I am very, very excited for this game. Okay. Well, that is my thoughts, my in-depth analysis on Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. It is about time. And I cannot wait for this game to release. So thank you all for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, whenever that may be. Bye!